Hello adventurers, it is I, Solist Venture, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today it is a tabletop RPG Tuesday, and we're going to be continuing my ShadowDark campaign, The Pits of the Thieving Warriors. So if you just need a little refresher of kind of what it looks like, we have over here this image that I drew of the cavernous rooms and tunnels, and we have Drago here. And so, where we left off, we are currently in room 5 here. So we have over here Drago. And so he's kind of lurking in the tunnels, or not really a tunnel, but I guess it would be I guess you can call it a hallway of some sort that kind of leads into room 5 there. And so kind of where he is, he's lurking in the dark there. He does have his lantern, but it is hooded, and he's trying to like put it towards the corner so it's not going to bring too much attention to himself. And the room is empty, so there's no other kind of like encounters or bandits or monsters. It's just the Cobra. But this Cobra is guarding something very special and important, and it is the Ramlaat Keeper, and he's actually hiding in a secret room that's kind of coming from the ground. There's a door on the ground, and the Ramlaat Keeper is actually hiding in there, or not hiding, he's being kept as a prisoner in that secret room, and that Cobra is guarding it. And so that is kind of where we are at. So Drago has two very important things in his belt. So in one pouch he has the Veilstone. He found the Veilstone in the previous room there, and he also has this note that he found in a rusty key lock, and he recognized the runes of this secret message, or he doesn't really know like what it is, but he can recognize that it's very similar to the Ramlaat kind of keeper language, and he was able to kind of note that from this note, a Ramlaat Keeper has to be hidden here in the pits of the Thieving Warriors. So he's trying to find that Ramlaat Keeper, and he's hanging on to this note. He doesn't have an idea what it says, but he is hanging on. And as you can see, it's just scribbles here. And I actually, now that I think about it, I'll give you like a little backstory here. So I kind of wanted to, I don't know, I guess like have an idea at least of what the runes are kind of like telling Drago. And so I rolled on my Toma Signum, my random table of symbols here, and I rolled on the symbols theme of horror and dark kind of meanings, and I got a 3. So after rolling a d10, I rolled a 3, and I got Scythe, Cut, End, Afterlife, Harvest, Loss. So those are potential meanings there. And I'm actually very curious because I'm kind of interpreting this note as possibly either end or afterlife, because the Ramlaat Keeper tomes, those tomes, they hold very, very important and I guess secret information about the upcoming impending doom that Ramlaat, he has kind of warned his like people about. And so that is found actually in the ShadowDark system when you look in alignments and deities and stuff. So you can actually see here Ramlaat is am I blind? Oh yeah, I am blind. Okay. Yeah, Ramlaat, chaotic. So a prophecy that says only the strongest will survive a coming doom. And so that is kind of what those ancient tomes are all about. And the Ramlaat Keepers are the ones who can translate and just gain a lot of knowledge about that and kind of share that with the Ramlaat followers. And so I think kind of where we are going to begin is we are going to set the scene, and we're going to see what the Cobra is acting like right now, if there are any other light sources. So yeah, so we are going to use this, the Old School Revival Solo Role-Playing Guide, and some tables in ShadowDark to guide our narrative today. Okay, so we are going to roll a 2d6 because I do want to see if there are other light sources around. So I am going to, yeah, I really hope there's like maybe at least like a little bit of light sources besides this lantern. So let's see. So we got a 1 and a 3, 4. Okay, so that is an even, so that is a no, sadly. So it is quite dark, and maybe it's because this Cobra thrives in the dark there. But he does have a lantern, so that is good. And so I believe, I guess we can go into the scene here. Okay, so we're setting the scene. We are going to see what this Cobra is like, and so we're gonna see what his reaction is like. So maybe he kind of senses that there is someone lurking in the hallway there, and so we are gonna roll a 2d6 to see. So 1, 3. Okay, so he will immediately attack once he like can get a good glimpse of who is in this tunnel here. Okay, so this giant cobra is very aggressive. This guy is going to represent our cobra. So our cobra over here senses Drago, and let's see how. I would imagine this cobra is a little far from Drago, because he is trying to protect the door here. So he's probably a bit far, but he can sense there's someone there. He doesn't know who is there, but he will immediately attack once he is kind of like within range there. Drago needs to get a little creative here. So, oh man. Okay, so a giant cobra. Yeah, so over here, bite. So poison, movement. So yeah, you have to be kind of near the cobra there. Yeah, so okay. So he is pretty far from the cobra. And if he does get bitten by a cobra, he will get disadvantage for the first bite, and then the second bite he will also get disadvantage, but on a 1 he will lose 1 health point. Okay, so alright, we'll keep that in mind. I'm almost thinking I kind of want him to burn the cobra, almost. Yeah, so I'm thinking he can burn the cobra. You know what? I am going to ask. I'm actually going to roll on the dungeon prompts here, to kind of just help see what is the room like right now. Is there anything in the room that could be like useful, right, for Drago here? So we are going to roll a D100, and hopefully, let's see. Okay, so we got 11 here, and with 11 we have sneak. Okay, so let's see. So in the room, so we got a keyword sneak. Okay, and then let's see what else. We got a 40. So what is this? Disgust. Okay, so we have sneak, and then we have disgust. You know what? I'm gonna do one more. Let's see, what else? What else? So we got a 37. Let's do a noun. Okay, wisdom. Interesting. Okay. So, what could be in those? What could be in the room there? So sneak, disgust, and wisdom. If this cobra is like thriving in the dark, I wonder if light sources can actually be good to use against this cobra. I also forgot, but I also have here, like, we have like a, what is this called? Dungeon room contents. Let's actually use this, yeah. So, okay, so sneak, disgust, and wisdom. So I'm taking wisdom as a word of like maybe something that he knows maybe from like past encounters that would be a good kind of weakness towards this giant cobra. And disgust could be something, I don't know, maybe something that the cobra would find disgusting. I don't know, we shall see. So let's roll a d20 here. So we got 14. Oh, consumables. We got dried meat. Oh, maybe he can also distract the... Okay, so 1d6 rations. So maybe... Okay, so 6. Cool. So maybe kind of lying around the... I guess the giant cobra's lair here is like... maybe rats or something. Like rats for food. So, okay. So this is how I am picturing it. So, around the hallway will be some like food here of mice, and he found 6. Yeah, so something like that. So these little things here are little mice. I'll give them ears or something. I don't know. It's kind of hard to draw when they're this small. But okay, so we have or not mice, rats. So we have rats over here that are just kind of lying along the wall of the tunnel here that is food for the giant cobra. So this giant cobra is very aggressive, so he'll definitely attack when he is able to get close enough to kind of the invader here of his space, Drago here. So I think what Drago is going to do is, I think he definitely wants to try to burn this giant cobra. So probably not with, actually, you know what? Maybe with his lantern, he's going to have to. But he does have 2 torches, actually. And he does have oil. Oh my god, you know what? I think this is what I'm going to do. I think what Drago will do is he will kind of line the room with oil, kind of close to where the cobra is, so then the cobra could burn. Or he can try to move the cobra away, like from the door, and kind of enclose the cobra in like a circle of fire or something. So, okay, yep, so this is it. So Drago is going to take some of those rats that are along on the ground. He's going to take them by the tails as he's kind of seeing where this cobra is, and then he can kind of drop the rats to get this cobra to get distracted. And I think he's going to leave his lantern here, actually. Yeah, so I'm going to mark an X here for lantern. So he's gonna leave his lantern there. So he has his sword in one hand, and then the rations of rats in the other. And he's gonna try to slowly kind of go about the room there to get the cobra distracted. So I think actually we are going to do a a dex check here. So I think this is going to be harder. So I feel like for maybe like a DC of 13. Yeah, so we're going to do a DC of 13. So DC of 13, he needs to act fast. So he needs to distract the cobra with the rations and kind of get ready the oil as well. So Drago's on alert. He has the rations of rats and he's ready to make a move. So with a DC 13, let's see how this goes. Ooh, okay, so we got a 10, but we're doing a dex. So let's see. So we get 2. Okay, so that's a 12. So he wasn't able to do it super well there. But okay. So I'd imagine how I'm interpreting this is he was able to drop the rats, and the cobra is able to eat the rats and get like kind of distracted, but as he is doing that, he's getting close to the cobra. So maybe the cobra now, he is going to react in response. Oh, you know, maybe I bet with his like tail, he kind of whips at Drago there. And let's see if Drago loses anything, if it's a yes or a no. Okay, so 1, 6. Okay, yeah, so unfortunately, the giant cobra's tail kind of whips the great sword out of Drago's hand there. Oh no. Okay, so it's another whole great sword situation like in the first room. So his great sword fell, but he has the rats, and the cobra is currently eating the rats. So at least that is good, but he did lose his great sword in the process. So now I think he needs to act quickly. I don't know if he would want to try to grab his giant great sword, or his great sword, or if he would want to immediately try to just get the oil on the floor there. Ooh, I'm getting nervous. Okay, we are going to do that. So Drago is going to he's going to have to do another dex, a dex save here. But this time it's definitely going to be harder. So 15, okay. So DC of 15 to get all the oil spread out on the floor, and then he'll try to light the floor on fire there. So let's see. Yeah, okay. Whoops. Okay, so let's try here. So this is going to be another dex. Oh man, that was a fail. Okay, so as he was trying to get all the oil out, so the oil like spills, and it's not, the ground is not like covered properly like where he wanted it to be, and all of the rats and stuff are already eaten by the giant cobra. So oh man, okay, so I think now he's gonna have to try to attack, and all he has right now is a dagger, and he dropped his great sword. So, oh, I definitely want him to try to grab the great sword. You know what? I'm gonna do that. So I think he's gonna try to make a run for it. So he's gonna try to make a run for the other side of the room to grab his great sword, and that's gonna be a 15, a DC of 15, and we're gonna do another dex save here. 10, 12. Okay, yeah, so that's 12 there. So he was able to get to at least the area of where the great sword is, but he couldn't reach it in time, and the snake's tail trips Drago. So Drago's now on the ground, and all he has is a dagger. So he's going to whip that out, and hopefully he'll try to defend himself. Okay, so the giant cobra is going to try to attack Drago here. So let's see. So Drago has an AC of 13. Okay, so Giant Cobra, he got a 12. So he missed. Okay, so that helped. And now Drago here has his dagger in his hand, and I think Drago wants to try to at least if he can, try to like get a stab at the giant cobra. So he's gonna roll. Okay, sweet. So that is a hit. So he was able to hit, and then with a 1d4. So let's see. Whoops. How this goes here. Okay, 2. So he was able to get 2 damage onto this giant cobra here. Okay, so not bad. Okay, so now this giant cobra, he is kind of low on health, so I guess Drago kind of stabbed him at a really good spot there. So would this giant cobra kind of retreat maybe? Like, I wonder if he would want to kind of retreat and like hide. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3. So that is a yes. Yeah, so that is an odd. Yeah, so it looks like the giant cobra wants to hide now. So I guess this is now the perfect time for Drago to get that great sword, and we will do a DC of I would say like 10 this time, so it's easier, because now that the giant cobra is weak in health. 5, 6, 7, so 7, 8, 9. Okay, so he was able to get to his great sword, but this giant cobra, I would say he is now like immediately like on top of the door, so he's like not letting Drago at all near the guarded door there. So let's see. I think now the cobra would want to try to attack. So we are going to do a let's see. We're gonna see if he will hit. Oh shit. Yep. Okay. So he was able to hit Drago here, and let's see. So okay, so he does get a bite. 1d4 bite here. Okay, so that is 2. Okay, so Drago's at 12 health points now. Okay, and then with a DC of 14, so hopefully, let's see, hopefully he is able to rescue himself here. 17. Okay, great. So it's not poison, so that's good. Okay, so we did get a bite, and then now it is Drago's turn. I think Drago would want to just try to finish him off here. So now that he has his great sword, so let's see. Okay. Okay, so we got 11, 13. Okay, great. Yep, so that is a hit. He's going to go swinging with his great sword, and that is a, what is this? A 1d12? Yeah, so he should be able to finish this guy off. Oops, I couldn't read that. Okay, yep, so 12 points of damage. Yeah, he was able to completely destroy that giant cobra. So giant cobra is now dead. So this giant cobra is now dead, and now the room is completely empty. And I think Drago would want to run over to the other side of the room to grab that lantern and try to open this secret door. So let's see. I don't know if the keys that one bandit had, because he had a set of keys, I don't know if that key set would be able to open this door, so I'm just going to check and ask the fate chart here. 3. Yes. Okay, perfect. I do want to know if this Ramlaat Keeper is injured. 2. Whoa, I do not know what that was. So 2 and a 2, so that is let's see, the no but. Okay, so the Ramlaat Keeper is not injured, so that's good, but something else is, I guess, like wrong with him. we will use this mini. So this guy will be our Ramlaat Keeper here. So the Ramlaat Keeper, he is not injured, but something else. So let's use the prompts on this side over here. Okay, so we got 94. Change. Oh, okay. So change, and then let's do another word. 74. Essence. Oh, interesting. Okay, so he's like, so maybe his demeanor is very different and not what Drago was expecting. So, Ramlaat Keeper. So let's see. He it says change. Okay, so yeah, so he's definitely not himself. Maybe he's like slowly dying or something. Hold on, let's see. Or maybe he's like really sick. Oh no, that was a 5, so yes. Oh crap, okay. So he's basically dying. Oh man, okay, maybe like just from all the constant like beatings and stuff. Maybe he's like slowly dying. Or honestly, I don't mean for it to like go this dark, but I'm also wondering if he's the type who would want to just take his own life to like protect all of that Ramlaat Keeper knowledge, and he wouldn't want anybody else to like tap into that. That could be. Oh, that is such a dark idea, but I kind of just want to go with it. 4. Okay, so that's a 9. So yes. Okay. I'd assume at this point, Drago would definitely want to try to help heal this guy. So he's probably giving him, I don't know. He's probably gonna try to give him some like potions or rations. Oh crap. Okay, he doesn't have any. So I think they're definitely gonna have to try to find something. So, okay. So this is the scene. So Drago opens the door and he sees this Ramlaat Keeper who is weak, and he looks very depressed, and he looks like he has like no more hope, and he is probably just looking very like old and disheveled. So Drago over here is like, hey, like come on, let's go. I finally was able to like find you. I found your note here in the rusty lock. I knew that there was a Ramlaat Keeper that was being taken as prisoner here. And this old man, he's probably saying, young boy, like thank you so much for your help, but I feel like my time has come. And Drago's probably saying, no, like don't give up now. I found you. We got to get like food in your system. And he's probably going to show him this note and say like, you need to help me like decipher like what does this say. Is this needed for our people? I do kind of want to see if this note is like a very special document, or if this is just something that he wrote up to warn any other Ramlaat followers that we're going to be in here. So yeah, so I'll ask the fate chart, is this a special type of like document here? 2, 5, 7. Oh yes. Okay, so this is not a note from him that he wrote, but it's probably something. Actually, I kind of want to see. So where did he get this note, or not note, or passage or something? So let's see here. I feel like I totally made this complicated, but I'm kind of liking it. Okay, so we got 35. Start. Interesting. Start. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I have an idea here. What if this was a page ripped out of one of the ancient tomes that kind of shared maybe the beginning of the impending doom, and he didn't want anyone to have access to this particular page? That makes sense. So this Ramlaat Keeper is probably saying, to Drago, "There is one more ancient tome that we need to look for. And unfortunately, in the pits of the Thieving Warriors, Death's Hammer, they've taken that tome, and I've ripped out this particular passage of the book, so they won't have any knowledge of this particular passage. Keep it safe, Drago, keep it safe." And this guy is slowly dying. Oh, that's so sad. Okay, so I think Drago says, yes, we'll keep it safe, and we need to keep you alive. So, okay, so I'm gonna roll to see if the doors here are locked, or maybe these are just hallways. So I'm gonna roll for maybe like this area. So Drago will explore this side of the room. Is this a door or a hallway? So I'm gonna ask first, is this a door? 4, 7. Okay, yes. So the door, so there's a door in here. Okay. And I think Drago's gonna ask the old guy, first off, what is your name? And do you know the way around here? So let's see if this old guy knows the way around. 5, 6. Okay, so that is a no. So he definitely doesn't know. And we need to give him a name here. I don't know why, but I kind of like the idea of his name is called Forge. So, okay, so this old man, his name is Forge. Drago still has the keys, and will the key at least open up this door? So let's see. Okay, so that's a 4 and a 5, so that's a 9, so yes. Okay, sweet. So he is going into this room, and it's unlocked, okay, and he does have his lantern, okay, and so just as he's about to open that door, I do want to see if the lantern is still good. So we need a D8, a 2, oh no, okay, so now we're at a D6. On a 1 or a 2 on a D4, that means the lantern is out. Okay, so in room 1 here, we have here it's empty, so there's no bandits, no traps or anything. So, okay, so that's a good thing. Okay, so maybe as like Drago's kind of listening behind the door, he doesn't hear anything, so he's assuming it is safe to enter. So he's probably telling the old man to stay behind him, and he's going to slowly open the door and try not to make any sound. So hopefully that is an okay way to enter. Wait, I didn't even give it a DC yet. I think a DC of 9 is easy, yeah. So we'll say easy here. A 2? Okay, well, it was very simple to just go in because it's super empty. Okay, so maybe he like opens the door, and then the door actually bangs against the cavernous wall there, and the old man Forge is saying, "Be quiet, you need to be quiet, you don't want to make any more loud noise." And Drago's probably like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Or does he? Okay, so Drago and Forge, the old man, they are in an empty room here. Okay, so let's see if this room has any food or healing potions for this guy. And I think I do want to do a tension die for him as well, because he is slowly dying. So I think I'm going to give him... I'm going to use this tension die, actually, so the D8. So this will be for Forge's, I guess, life. So on 1D8, if he's still okay to continue on. 4. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Forge is probably saying, yeah, we need to find this this other ancient tome. So in this room, let's see, are there any, like, I don't know, I'd imagine, you know, the Thieving Warriors, they probably need a kitchen of some sort. So I'm going to ask, is this a kitchen? 2, 2. No, but, right? Or I think that's what it is. 2, 2, no, but. Okay. So it's probably not a kitchen, but maybe it's like, I'm gonna roll on the complex questions here actually, and I'll ask what. So let's see. We got an 8 people. Okay, well it is empty. I'm interpreting people as oh, maybe it's like a what do you call that? Like a bedroom of some sort. Maybe this is kind of like the sleeping quarters. So I can do like maybe like a bedroll here, and then another bedroll here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so maybe this is like sleeping quarters for the bandits. So it's probably not a kitchen, but it is sleeping quarters. So maybe their stuff is kind of around the room, but they'll probably find some sort of like rations or something. So I think they're going to try to search. Let's see. We're going to search the room here. So I would imagine that there would be tools, consumables, or garments. So I'm going to roll a d20 on the tools. Okay, so we got 11 here. Okay, there's a wooden ladder that they found. Okay, and 17. Chaperone. Okay, and then what else? Another 17. Okay, so they found candles, so that's good. So 2d6 candles, 2 and 3. Okay. So he found 4 candles. That's going to be useful. And did the old man find anything? So that's at least what Drago found. Let's see if the old man can find anything. So let's see. So he found 12, a rope ladder. Okay. Found one, a cloak. And he found arrows. Oh, damn. Okay, so he couldn't find any food. So maybe there's no food here or something. Yeah, man, we need to get this guy food. So I don't know. Oh, I wonder if there would be any like maybe like chests or something that would hold food, or cabinets. 4 and 2, so that's 6. So that's a no, sadly. Okay, so they couldn't find anything. Okay, so I think they would just want to keep going into the next room here. So they are gonna see if this door is or if this section is a hallway or a door. So 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, so this is another door. Okay, and does this door, or does his set of keys open that door? 3 and 2, 5. Okay, great. So they are now, they opened that next door, and let's see, in this next room, let's see, so this is the 7. Oh, okay, so there's going to be a monster mob in this. So this is room 7. Okay, so I think that's actually where we're going to leave off right now. Yeah, so we will see what this monster mob would look like. At least he found the Ramlaat Keeper. I think Drago here, he's going to prioritize trying to just keep him safe and alive and try to find food for him. And he needs him in order to find the ancient tome as well, and locate that. So, okay. Well, yeah, that is where we're going to leave off right now. And yeah, okay, so that is that for today's adventure. So just to recap, we had Drago over here in this room that was fighting off a giant cobra. And when he was able to defeat that cobra, he was able to open the door and let out Forge here, the Ramlaat Keeper. But Ramlaat Keeper over here is very depressed and sad, and he lost hope in his religion, and he wanted to keep the knowledge that he has safe, and so he was willing to risk his life for his beliefs. And Drago over here is saying like, no, like I need you and I found you, like don't lose hope, like we got this. And he showed him the note that he found in that rusty lock in one of the doors there. And this note is actually a passage from one of the ancient tomes that the Pits of the Thieving Warriors, what Death's Hammer has taken from the temple. And this is a very important passage that he didn't want them to see. And so he kept that in the rusty lock, and luckily Drago found that. And so now they went into the next room. He's trying to find some food for him. Unfortunately, this room was just sleeping quarters, and there was literally no rations at all for this guy to have. And so now they're getting ready to enter into the next room. And I rolled, when I was making the dungeon tables here, in the next room they will be encountering a monster mob. So we will see what that looks like next time. Well, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed that adventure. I definitely did, and I'm really excited to see how this adventure continues. Well, thank you so much, adventurers, for joining me. Until next time.